per the New York Times article, there's severe restrictions on internet use. And the implication is kind of that you're not allowed to communicate with the outside world. You're somehow kept isolated from the outside world.
I think the article is blurring the lines a bit here, because actually there's Feitian, the institution, and then there's Shenyun. So in Feitian, there are students who, they're minors, and the school has a responsibility for their growth and development. And actually, one of my colleagues was saying how Feitian is has so much more freedom and space than the Catholic school he was in before, which, he wasn't even allowed a dumb phone at that time. There's a school district in Los Angeles, one of the major school districts, they're doing a phone ban. It's becoming a thing where people are maybe so much information and all this bandwidth is not really good for our kids. That's the school side. And obviously I'm a professional member of Shenyun, so yeah, I have the freedom I have a phone, I have a computer, it's whatever I wish to do. But yeah, if you're in school, the school wants you to focus on your studies, wants you to develop in a healthy environment and not just, have all this distraction.
Yeah, that's a misconception, because as members of Shenyun, we are allowed smartphones and computers, and people can have their own families, their own lives. So I feel like that is a very extreme image painted by the article, and I definitely do not recognize it.
This is a boarding school, and the teachers and the people in charge of the school, we need to take care of the kids because their parents are not there with them. So that's our responsibility as Feitian Academy of the Arts and College. Shenyun, of course, where I have a cell phone, I have internet, I can go into internet right now. We can totally do that. We don't know anything about the world. We do know, of course.
I could read the New York Times if I wanted to.
Exactly. So it's we have access to it, but we need to protect the students, especially the minors that we have.
And just, it's an interesting time. A lot of schools right now are, as you suggested, instituting phone bans. There's been this realization, especially with Jonathan Haidt's new book, that has come out now about how destructive, these smartphones and social media usage in school is. So it's almost like Shenyun was a bit ahead of the curve here. At least that's what strikes me.
I mean, you can ask the people, people who created Facebook and Google, they don't let their kids to use internet.
Steve Jobs with the iPad, he doesn't let his kids have iPads.
We're trying to follow their example, actually. So
to put this into perspective, I heard this funny quote once. It's no one at the end of their life is gonna lay in their deathbed and look back and say, wow, I wish I spent more time on my smartphone, right? You're going to wish that you spent your life doing the things that matter with the people that matter.
Real people.
Real people, right?